Andy's Camp Kitchen.
Andy's Camp Kitchen. Right, everybody, back to another Andy's Camp Kitchen. Here we are at Black Snake Creek up near Dargo. Melbourne Cup weekend 2014. We're here with the Gippsland 4-Wheel Drive Club. And today what we're going to cook up for you to have a look at is some Chilli Con Carne camp style. The ingredients you need for this, we'll go through them quickly. We've got some bacon and onion already pre-diced up. You'll need some mincemeat, a couple of packets of Chilli Con Carne, a bit of oil, some red kidney beans. I garnish it with a bit of taco sauce, a bit of jalapenos to beef it up a little bit. We've got some chopped tomatoes here, and tonight what we're going to do is we're going to have it on potatoes. So you'll need some potatoes. Now what we'll do is we'll get cooking and show you how we go. Alright, we're just going to put some oil into a pot here. I use a rather large pot for this because you make up a pretty big mix. And what we're going to do first is we're just going to brown off the bacon and onion, and then we'll put that back in the bowl. So I'll just put that in the pot there. Let that pot heat up a bit. And we'll come back to you once that's browned up. Alright, what we've done, we've browned up the onions and the bacon there, just until they're nice and clear and that sort of stuff there. And we'll just take them out of the saucepan. Don't worry if you leave a little bit in there, it won't hurt it, but try and get the bulk of it out. Alright, and you should be left with something that looks similar to that. Alright, what we've got a kilo of mince here, but we're not going to use a kilo, so we'll probably use 750 grams or 2/3 of it. And if I can get that out of the pot, we'll whack them straight in there. As it cooks, what I do is I just break it up and just go along like this on a low heat until it's browned up and you've got the juices from the meat in the bottom of the pan. And we just separate it, and we just continue doing this until you've got a nice consistency of just loose meat. Now we'll come back to you once we've done that and just show you what we've got. That's a little bit of bacon there, don't worry about that. And we'll come back shortly and we'll show you what we've come up with. Alright, we've browned off the meat, and using a fork, as you can see, I've made that into a nice fine mince, so there's no real big clumps of mince or anything like that cooking in there. We've got a little bit of oil in there from the meat. We're going to drain that off before we put any ingredients in it because we are healthy people down here when we camp. So I'll just drain that off and I'll come right back to you. Alright, so we've drained the meat and we've got rid of most of the fat that came out as we browned the mince. We'll just level that out a bit. Okay, we've just put the 2 packets of Campbell's Chilli Con Carne mix into our mix. I use 2 because I find I like it beefed up a little bit. And by the time you've put the other ingredients in, it sort of mellows it out a bit. So it just makes it the right amount of mix. Now what I do is we just move that around and fold it in, and you'll get that lovely red look to your meat. Okay, we've folded the Chilli Con Carne mix into our meat. We're now going to put the onion and bacon that we browned off earlier back in. Now with the onion and bacon, use what you want. It doesn't matter. Alright, we're out here camping, so it's all a bit of guesswork. Alright, and after you've done this a few times, you'll get an understanding of how much of what ingredient you need. Alright, as I said, I like it beefed up and that sort of stuff, so we'll just fold that in. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to whack in the 2 tins of tomatoes that we've got and stir that in, so stay there. Now we'll just add our 2 cans of mix in. Here goes the first one. Now I use a mix, that was the crushed tomatoes that go in, and now we're using the chopped tomatoes as well. And again, Ardmona. Very, very good tomatoes I find, locally grown, and I always find they kick, so I use Ardmona. and they're easy to open. So we'll put them in there, and again what we'll do is we'll fold that ingredients in, and then we'll come back to you. Alright, if you look down here, what we've got, we've stirred that in. Now it looks a bit gluggy and that sort of stuff, so what I'm going to do is add a little bit of water. So just grab one of the cans that you got the tomatoes out of earlier, and we'll just get some water. Probably about half a cup to a cup. Again, as I said, it's a bit of guesswork. I've probably used half a cup there. Alright, and we'll just fold that in over the heat. And it just gives that sauce a little bit, you know, more runnier to go over our potatoes later. And while that's heating up, what we'll do is we'll add our kidney beans. Now this is an option, alright, you do not have to use kidney beans if you don't want to, if you're not a fan of them. I prefer to use them because we're out camping here, we need our protein and that sort of stuff. I don't mind the taste of them, and realistically, in the chili con carne mix, you can't really taste them. They feel a bit funny when you eat them, but they're good, and they are part of the main ingredient of our chili con carne. But again, as I said to you, it's up to you if you want to use them. So we'll just whack them in. We've drained them out of the tin, get rid of the sauce that was in them, or the syrup. And again, what we'll do is we'll just fold them in, and we're just about there. So once that's folded in, what we'll do is we'll leave that simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then we'll just trick it up a little bit. We'll have a couple of little tastes, and then we'll trick it up with a bit of jalapenos. And again, it's up to you how much jalapeno you want to put in it. So we'll come back to you in a minute once we've done all that, and we'll put the final ingredient in. Okay, what we've done is we've diced up our jalapenos. You can put them in whole if you want, then that way people can pick them out if they don't like them. But I just dice them up to easily put them into our mix. I use probably a quarter of a jar, like that. And again, just stirring them in, and then we'll let that simmer for about 10 minutes. Turn it off, let it brew as it cools down, and then we'll come back tonight, and once we've cooked our spuds, we'll show you how to put it on the spuds and garnish it, and it's quite a nice meal. So we'll leave it there for now, and we'll come back to you later tonight. Okay, we've cooked our spuds on the fire now, and we've just taken one of the spuds out there, skin's still on it. We'll just give him a split, just like that, crack him open. A little bit of butter, a little bit of butter in there, and what I like to do is grate some cheese just over that. I've got some Cracker Barrel cheese here, just a little bit to give it a bit of flavour, just like that. We'll get our chili con carne. Just about a spoonful and a half, that's all we need there. Like that. I don't know what that is, what's that? A little bit of foreign matter in there, God knows what that was. And then what I like to do after that is we just get some CCs, just drape them over the top. A couple of spoonfuls of some hot taco sauce just over the CCs. And there you have it. That's Andy's Camp Kitchen, chili con carne, and I hope you enjoy it. Cheers. Bye.